Podcast Network Asia.
Hi, this is Alec Cuenca, and you're listening to Small Talk. Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. And before we start this episode, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is listening to the podcast. If you are new to this podcast, then I hope that you go check out the other episodes because those episodes have a lot of amazing insights that you can learn from. And if you are an avid listener of the podcast, then welcome back. I hope that you enjoy this episode as much as we enjoy sharing the knowledge that you are about to learn. So this episode is another special episode because today we have one of the strongest sportswomen in the country. Our guest for today is the first female Filipino marathon runner to qualify for the Olympics, which she has done in the Ottawa Marathon in 2016. She is a veteran of local and international marathons, has won a silver medal in the women's marathon competition in the 2015 Southeast Asian Games in Singapore, and won the women's division title in the National Milo Marathon Finals for 6 years, including 4 straight years, 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. She was recognized as the 2016 Athlete of the Year by the Sports Writers Association of Cebu, and she is hailed as the Philippines Marathon Queen. Let's all welcome Mary Joy Tabal. Mary Joy, welcome to the show.
Hello po. Good evening, everyone. And I am very privileged and honored to be here and talking with Alec. It's a privilege for me, and thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no, it's my privilege and it's my honor. Isa sa pinakamagandang opportunity na binibigay sa akin itong podcast is I get to dig deep into the minds of amazing and inspiring people like you, Mary Joy. So we are very excited to have you on the show, and thank you so much for sharing us your time. So, wag na natin patagalin to. I want to get into your story. I want to know, how did you get started on running? What's your story?
I accidentally came into running when I was 12 years old. I was grade 6, and I just joined the school's intramurals. And that's the first time that our school had a running competition. It was a sprint competition. So I signed up for the 100-meter dash, and then was wearing the school skirt uniform and wearing just only a slipper kasi wala akong shoes that time. And then I ran faster than any other students that time. And then my teacher discovered my potential in running. So after joining the intramurals, he let me join inter-school competitions outside our barangay. And then doon, na-discover ako with my 1-year experience of being a sprinter during that time. I was able to represent our school in a unit meet, district meet, Cebu City Olympics, Milo Little Olympics, Batang Pinoy, and even palarong pambansa. And parang ang bilis ng achievement ko in that year. Like, ang dami kong medalya na nakukuha with running, and parang na-overwhelmed ako with the mileage and yung mga na-achieve ko outside our school. Kasi I lived in a mountain barangay in Cebu, and it's way far from the city. And yun, parang hindi siya province, but then I grew up in parang away to city, so hindi ako exposed to many people or ganon. So, yun, ang ganda ng experience ko. But then, during high school, I sacrificed sports to focus on academic. And binalikan ko lang siya nung college kasi I have reasons. I do love the sport because of the achievements I was able to achieve that time. But life wasn't easy. So, at that same year, my parents separated. And we were single-handedly raised as 4 siblings by my father, Rolando, and life was hard. And I did not know that time that running could lead me or would help me finish my studies. And my main source of achieving my bigger goals in life is to be able to focus on the academics and get an academic scholarship. Kasi doon ko pinagtuunan ng pansin na to be able to get an academic scholarship, I need to finish within top 3 of our batch in high school. So, yun, I sacrificed sports during high school to focus on academics, which I did. So, graduated salutatorian in high school and was offered with an academic scholarship for college. But then during this time, I was still offered by a varsity scholarship from a private school here in Cebu kasi yung mga coaches doon, hindi nila nakalimutan yung achievement ni Mary Joy 4 years ago. And they still opened the door for me. And this time, I get to choose between sports and academics. And then, parang winay ko siya kasi though, nung grade 6 ako, hindi ko napansin na that time, focus lang kasi on getting the medals and ang mas madami pa yung naging expenses ni Papa kasi I have to acquire a good shoes, a pair of shoes to be able to be with kasi yung mga nakakalaban ko was in private schools and public school kami. And then, I didn't get to have that spike shoes, yung may mga stud for sprinting. Gamit ko lang is running shoes and hindi pa siya original minsan. And sa ukay-ukay ko lang din nakukuha yung ibang shoes, pinapatahi ko lang. And sometimes, nanghihiram lang din ako sa ibang teammates ko just to have a better running gear to run fast. So, yun yung mga struggle ko. So, kaya naging easier yung pag-give up ko sa sports during high school kasi parang mas madami yung naging expenses and hirap namin mag-ama kasi yun, he has to take care of the rest of my siblings and also sending me off to competitions and kailangan meron akong makain, baon, gano'n. So, parang it's more on the struggle part sa amin na then, though maganda yung naging journey ko kasi I get to have medals and achievements. Pero that time wala naman pera eh. So, bakit ko pa i-force yung, or i-go tong sports na parang wala naman akong ma-achieve aside from getting the medals. So yun, I let it go. And then I focused on academics, which I did. And then on college, nag-promise ako sa self ko that when I get this varsity scholarship, parang gusto ko rin na mag-pay sa school for giving me this opportunity and privilege na makapagtapos ng college and course na free. So, I made a promise na I will make sure na wala akong failing grades and I will bring honor and pride sa school namin. So, binalance ko talaga yung sports and academics. So, I was a sprinter for the first 3 years in college. And then during my last year sa university, I shifted to long distance. I started with joining 3,000 meters, then to 5K, then to 10K. So gradual siya. And then I joined half marathon after a year of being a long distance runner. And then yun, parang ang bilis din. Kung gano'ng kabilis yung achievement ko when I started running, naging mabilis din yung achievements and journey ko with being a long distance runner. Kasi after a year, even though I focused on parang small beginnings muna, like from a 3K to 5K, then to 10K, I did collapse on my first 10-kilometer run. That was 2009. So that was my first year of being a long distance. And I received a lot of discouragement from my teammates, from coaches in Cebu City, like telling me na wala kang lugar dito being a long distance runner, dapat sprinter ka lang, di ka pwede dito. So yun, so I collapsed on the finish line. But then that time pala, parang yun ang naging turning point ko on telling myself if para sa akin ba talaga itong running. But then hearing a lot of discouragement from my circles, it gave me another challenge na I want to prove them that I am capable of doing this sport. So I poured myself out. Nag-train talaga ako in preparation for my next road race, long distance race. And then yun, I joined my first half marathon in Cebu, 2010. And then after that, that was Milo Marathon. And I finished first overall female. And it does not only give me the top trophy, but I was able to send out for the Milo National Marathon Finals. And yung Milo National Marathon is doon nagpa-participate lahat ng malalakas na atleta sa Pilipinas. And one of my biggest goals is to run outside Cebu. I want to grow like I want to run with the Philippine national athletes, Philippine national team, kung sino yung mga Milo Marathon Queen, like yung mga inuudulo ko sa takbuhan, and how will I be able to do that na nasa Cebu lang ako. And in order for me to do that is to win that regional qualification, and that will give me the ticket, like round trip ticket to the national final. So doon ako first time na nakapag-marathon agad ako because of achieving, hitting the qualifying standard ng Milo Marathon. So doon 2010, I was able to run my first full marathon ng Milo. And I finished top 3 overall, like beating a lot of like the best or the best athletes or marathoners in the country. And that time, it gave me, it opened new doors for me, like outside Cebu City. And now here comes Mary Joy, now representing Cebu City in a national competition and being with the country's best gave me, like, I was very overwhelmed. Like, para sa akin talaga to. So that was my key. That was my reason to really pursue my dream in running. So, ang haba.
Yeah, but that is very, very inspiring. I mean, coming from as a kid and dealing with, I think what most people are also dealing with, you have a lot of problems and you feel overwhelmed, and then comes your personal life and you have to decide whether itutuloy mo ba yung bagay na nagpapasaya sa'yo, or you go on a path na mas secure, mas safe. And during those times, I want to get into more of, because probably most of the people who are listening right now, because we've seen your story, right? It's really amazing. And I feel like a lot of your accomplishments come not from the race itself. Like, mahirap talaga yung race, pero I think what is harder is what happened before the races, the preparation, the training. And you went through the hardest phases in your life. And I just want to know, what kind of mindset did you have during those times na lumipat ka, na tinatry mo tumakbo kahit wala kang nanghihiram ka lang, galing sa ukay yung mga sapatos mo? Kasi I can notice sobrang dami ng sapatos sa likod ng background mo, and di ba? Sponsored by ASICS. And nakakatuwa lang hearing that story, but I want to get more into what kind of mindset did you have during those times? Can you recall or give us the feeling na inuulit-ulit mo sa utak mo, or do you have any mentors that kept you going kahit na ayaw mo na? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, let's see. Yun, let's start from the very beginning. So, isa din po sa nakapag-push sa akin to get into running is the reward of with running. Because at first, I knew life was hard and I really wanted to help my family. So, my first motivation was money. I run and compete and win almost most of my races. I train hard to really win that race because aside from getting the medal or trophy, I get to win money, especially sa mga commercial races. And that motivates me to really push because I want to help my family and also I want to be independent. And with that money, for the first 3 years of being a long distance runner and joining road races, I get to earn and able to finish my younger sibling to college. So, napagtapos ko yung kapatid ko sa kolehiyo with my sweat and blood. And after helping them finish their studies, I asked myself, I evaluate myself, so what's next for Mary Joy? Are you satisfied with achieving that? And then this time, I said to myself, this time, I want to run for myself, for my dream, for my goal. Kung ano ba talaga yung gusto ni Mary Joy achieve. So aside from winning races, now I focus on a bigger stage. Not for the money, but I want to run for myself. I want to represent the country in international competitions, bigger competitions. I want to be a national team. Like, it's an honor and privilege bringing the flag in every competition you will have. It's like you're running for the entire Filipinos, for the entire country. So I want to do that. So I focus on bettering myself, and it takes a village. I'm not working alone. I have a coach. I have a team that is motivating me. And it's very important also that you surround yourself with people who believes in you. Kasi, as an athlete, ikaw yung nag-compete, but hindi mo nakikita talaga yung sarili mo outside it. More on, you focus on just training and competing and racing and winning. But, merong ibang tao mas nakakakita sa iyo during the training, yung mga ganon, and yung mag-a-advise sa iyo. So, many times I failed. Hindi lahat ng mga competitions na sinalihan ko talagang nananalo ako. So, more of these are being hidden kasi focus naman talaga ng media is when you achieve something, yun lang yung nasusulat. But behind that, a lot of stories, untold stories na hindi nasi-share. So gaya nung pag-start ko pa ng running, I also experienced being pushed by a fellow runner kasi parang na-intimidate sila for a Cebuana competing there in Manila and winning races. And yun, hindi yan na-share, but someone hired somebody to push me, and I was parang having wound in my knee and sa kamay ko, but then I still managed to run and finish it. So, hindi na ako nanalo. Supposedly, I was running first, but then I fell, and then parang umiyak ako saglit. Bakit nangyari sa akin to? Bakit ang bigla? Parang yun. So, pero bumangon pa rin ako and I finished it, even though I finished third overall, but then the committee decided to disqualify me. So I experienced being disqualified. Parang hindi makatarungan, and I cried. I was heartbroken that time. Umuwi ako sa Cebu, sugatan, duhaan, and hindi ko ma-defend yung sarili ko. Bakit dinisqualify ako na I still finished the run. Like, hindi ako nag-cheat. And sinabihan pa ako na hindi namin ma-verify kung yung sugat mo, you really had that during the race. Kasi wala daw evidence. But nakita during the starting line na wala akong wound. But then, isa din yun. And then, one of the biggest challenges I had with running is yung hindi ka isasali sa national team to represent the country because of sports politics. And aside from that is yung first time ko tinay na mag-qualify for Rio Olympics, yung Olympic dream ko, but I failed on my first try. Doon talaga ako naiyak kasi I received a lot of support from private companies here in Cebu, and I received a lot of support from Cebu, and naniniwala sa akin na kaya kong i-achieve yung Olympic dream. Hindi ko lang dream yun, but dream of everyone na makapag-Olympic din sa marathon. So, first 3 months ko na-sacrifice away from my family, away from Cebu to focus on training. I train 3 times a day. Parang binuhos ko yung oras ko to focus on this dream. And then, when I joined Boston Marathon, I failed. Like, hindi ko na-achieve siya. And I was very disappointed. I expected too much. And then I failed. Parang, I was depressed for a week and hindi ako makausap. I cried, parang empty. That parang nasabi ko sa sarili ko, it's the end of me. It's the end of marriage. So, hindi ko talaga kaya yung Olympics. But then, the people around me still believe that I can. If I still want to pursue my dream, then they're at my back. To support pa din daw sila sa akin. So, yun yung nagbigay sa akin ng motivation to really push on this dream. Isa pang try. Kaya mo pa yan, Mary Joy. So, after a month after, I put that dream, the Filipino dream, on fire with me. And yun, I achieved that Olympic dream and I made my country proud. And parang, yun na yung biggest achievement ko to be in the world biggest sporting stage. And I made the Filipino dream becomes reality. So, para sa akin, imposible talaga yung Olympics kasi wala pang nakapunta doon. And imagine the 4'11" female residing in a mountain barangay in Cebu made that dream come true. So parang yun na, I achieved a lot. And then another challenge for me is a day before making a historic 5 national title in Milo Marathon. Dito pa talaga sa Cebu yun ginawa. My papa passed away and he has been my inspiration. And yun, I was in Italy prior to that race. After SEA Games, after getting the gold medal in Southeast Asia in 2017, I continued my training and preparation for my future competitions like the National Milo Marathon because it will be historic for me if I will make it 5 straight year titles. And yun, hindi ko man lang nabisita si Papa when I arrived here. And I knew he was sick. And yun, we talked because I just arrived 3 days before the race. And yun nga, it was the hardest race of my life kasi I have to decide if I have tatakbuhin ko ba to or magbumorn. But then, I realized that it's our dream also. So, my siblings tried to hide it from me. But, yun, mapipil mo yan So, ginawa ko siyang inspiration na hindi ko na inisip na makukuha ko yung title. It's more on running for him. Yeah. So, ang bigat, like, na-experience ko yung tatakbo ka na iba rin yung pakiramdam of losing someone. But then, yun, I still made that title. And kasi yung promise namin, last usap namin is mag-aantay daw siya sa akin sa finish line. So, yun yung parang naging gabay ko to finish that race. And he was with me. So, isa yun sa naging motivation ko. And then life continues. And ito, I'm still here and I'm still opening my doors to a lot of opportunities. And yun, I'm still aiming for next bigger races. Yun, sana ba tayo.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful story, Mary Joy. I think one of the best things that I really loved about it is at first, it was more of a personal goal. You're doing it because of your personal reasons. But as you had larger goals, hindi na lang para sa sarili mo . You were doing it more for other people, for your family, for the people who invested in you, for your coaches, and then lastly, for your father. And so you had these bigger reasons. And I think a lot of us, kahit saang parte man ng buhay natin, hindi man tayo, whether we're running, whether we're creating content online, whether we're working as a doctor, if we have a reason that is bigger than us, I think that's ultimately our purpose in life. It's not just our passion, but it's our purpose. It brings the true fulfillment that we're looking for in life. And I'm really happy that you shared that on the show. So thank you so much for that, Mary Joy. I mean, another thing, I prepared a lot of questions for you, Mary Joy, but I think you really answered them on how you handle defeats, how you handle struggles, what is your mindset when things get hard. And apparently your story shows that whatever path we are taking, life will hit you with ups and downs. And yung moment na sinabi mo na parang, I gotta do this, na kahit na nadapa ka, kahit hindi napa ka, kahit dinaya ka, kahit ang dami mong problema, you gotta do this. And I think that just shows grit more than anything. It shows your passion of trying to move forward, or at least try to run forward, if we could say. And it just shows then, how I was really caught up with your story. And even though it was very emotional, it's just super great to see and really inspiring to see that despite the hardships, there is this greatness that is awaiting for you if you just keep on moving forward. And that's what the podcast is all about, actually, trying to inspire people to keep moving forward, to find different ways. And I'm sure that they are inspired by your story. So now I want to head on to a less of a personal question. I want to go in deeper into running per se. So you have been running for almost all your life, and I want to know, is there any, because you stopped running when you were in high school, right? Is there any difference between your physical state, mental state, emotional state when you started running again and compared to when you were not running entirely?
There's really a big difference with me not running or giving up running and doing running again. Like, so I was still immature during high school and not realizing the importance of sports, really, especially running. And but when I get to be with running again in college, it not only helped me achieve my goals in life, but to be physically fit and also broaden my mind to, like, I always put my hardships and my achievements into, like, comparing into running a marathon. It's like you run your life and you run your race the same. Like running a marathon or a long distance running, you have to start, but it will be a long and bumpy road. It's not a flat course all the way. There will be uphills and there will be downhills. Sometimes you have to make a detour. And sometimes merong mga instances na nawawala ka sa ruta. But you have to refocus and get back into your goal, and that is to finish your race. So minsan, yun, it's a bumpy road. And parang yun yung, for the challenges and the struggles I encountered in life, yun yung parang naging gabay ko with running also. And I am also grateful with the year 2020. It was the first time that I learned to know more about myself, because I have been with running, and running is done outside, outdoor, and being locked down for 4 months, it made me realize how important it is to run. Like the first 2 weeks, okay lang, kaya pa. But getting into a month of not running and nag-extend pa to 2 months, because I did not expect that lockdown will last only. I expected that lockdown will last only for 2 weeks or a month will be the longest. But then for months, naging ganon na kahaba. I've been into anxiety and I overthink a lot. Parang naging, yun, I was anxious, and it's very hard to cope up with anxiety during that time. Kasi yung means ko to really overcome anxiety is through running, because my body was used to really moving. Like, hindi ako sanay na magiging lockdown sa bahay and doing nothing. So, yun. And I realized that overthinking won't help me. Like, parang wala akong naging solusyon. Overthinking will not help me. So I have to take a pause and reflect and slow down. So this lockdown helped me to take a simple approach to a lot of things and have to rethink. So competition has stopped and postponed, but running is not. So it's very hard to run, having mask and running alone. That's the only thing I can do that time. And I have to be grateful, and I have to refocus on building myself again. So there are some things that you only learn during a storm. Yeah. Parang you go through what you go through, and then being locked down helped me realize na opportunities can be taken away right away. Like, hindi mo mapapansin na biglaan mawawala sa'yo. But later on, you will realize that this lockdown also helps you cope up with the different side of yourself. So I focus on the things I have control over. Kung ano lang yung kaya kong gawin, I have to be grateful for that. So being able to move is already a gift for me. Like, for me, moving is a gift. And running, even though I used to run hundreds of kilometers a week for the past years, and during lockdown, I have to Parang I have to come up with a 3K run, 5K, and I was really laughing at myself na hindi ganito yung mileage ko in a day. But then ito lang yung kaya kong gawin because my space is very limited. So I have to take advantage for that. And being able to move, being able to run, even just 30 minutes a day, help me boost my mental health and physical health. So keeping me healthy, keeping me sane, like sweating my body every day, helps me stop overthinking. Like it helped me realize that it's okay to live one day at a time, one step at a time, and taking a simple approach to a lot of things. Yung mga ganon. So mas naging reflective ako during this lockdown. And yun, I learned a lot of myself, like my motivation fluctuates every day kasi motivation is affected emotionally. So it's more on emotion yung motivation mo, and you will be affected by the time na parang may problem ka ngayon, financial problem, family problem. So parang nati-change din yung motivation ko. And then this time, I come up with a good habit. So I have to really come up with a routine na kailangan. I have to stick on following it every day para kahit anong mangyari on the day, at least I already did my part on my sport. Hindi ko siya makakalimutan. I should start it with my sport para magiging productive ako the whole day and magiging positive yung mindset ko talaga.
Yeah, I love that. That is such a fresh perspective. I think for most people, 2020 is the worst year, but you managed to look at it as a way to slow down and actually reflect. And what's funny is running has been with you since you were a child, but you now see a greater value in it because you were able to see the potential of losing running, of not being able to go out and run. So mas pinahalagahan mo pa siya lalo dahil mas pinakita sa'yo na, hindi ka laging merong privilege na tumakbo, laging may chance, may uncertainty na ganun na pwede mangyari. But what you did is you looked on different angles on how you could approach it, and maybe hindi nga kasing layo na tulad ng dati ang tinatakbo, but you still manage to find ways that you could still run and at the same time figure out another version or another side of yourself na hindi mo masyadong nabibigyang pansin. And I really love that. So thank you so much for that. But I want to ask, since your background is very, very nice and there's a lot of shoes in it, and I just want to ask, because for me, shoes is the sword and shield of a runner. It's your main weapon. And there are a lot of shoes right there. And even though before you didn't have the perfect kind of shoe, can you say that the shoes that you had or that you have right now help you in bettering yourself as a runner? And can you tell us if there is any, do you have any perfect, or what are you looking for a shoe specifically when you want to use it for a long distance race or a sprint like that?
So before, I came with these lovely shoes with me. So it's very difficult to acquire brand new shoes during my time when I started running. So parang parang pinagtsatsagaan ko lang kung anong meron ako. So having a good one pair of shoes will help. I will last for a year or 2 years for me. Parang ginuglu ko lang and sobrang nipis. But then, for my first 2009, 10, 11, 12, 4 years in running, meron akong mga minor injuries na na-acquire with my running, and kaya hindi naging maganda yung mga performances ko. Kasi my right arm keeps on having cramp dito sa paa ko. And because I did not had parang hindi siya perfect shoes for me. I just bought it because it's light and yun lang yung kaya ko. But when ASICS welcomed me as part of their family and who trusted me, and that time, I learned that hindi pala kasi light siya, pwede na siya para sa'yo. And then ASICS let me do the foot ID, 3D foot ID analysis. And that time, nakitaan yung dalawang paa ko, the right and left, is hindi pala pareho. So one arc is stability and one arc is neutral. Kaya parating sumasakit yung isang arc ko kasi I'm using the neutral shoes. And it's very important for an athlete, especially like me, an endurance athlete, to have the perfect shoes for you to be able to have a longer running career. And since then, when I get to have the perfect shoes for me, I had the perfect shoes for training, for interval trainings and competitions. Kasi dati, kung ano yung racing shoes ko, yun na yung parang training shoes ko, and interval training shoes ko, long run shoes ko. So, hindi ko pa alam that time na every pair of shoes pala, may certain mileage lang siya na dapat mong i-hit. And I just learned everything when I'm with AC. So, it's more on science. And that's why I prevented having major injuries when I had these shoes with me. So, it's not that I can choose, gusto ko tong pair ni ASICS shoes ganito. I cannot just request a certain pair of shoes dahil gusto ko yung kulay or gusto ko yung model. ASICS already had my foot ID analysis and what shoes should I wear during long run, what shoes should I learn during interval training and for racing. Na all of them should be of the same arc para when I get to race, hindi na mag-a-adjust yung paa ko for a new pair kasi same arc lang siya and that's perfect for my arc. So that's the importance of having a good shoes kasi doon mo makikita yung, it will give you confidence na when you run, hindi ka mag-i-injury. And when you run or mag-compete ka, parang wala kang ibang iisipin. It's just to run and finish your race in good performance kasi you had the perfect shoes with you and you knew that hindi ka if-fail ng shoes. And funny thing is when I compete, at night before my competition, I always get to talk to my shoes. It's like my baby. So I just, yung parang funny thing about it. And I kept all my shoes that gave me good record, good performances. I already hide them and put them like yung shoes ginamit ko sa Rio, yung shoes na ginamit ko sa SEA Games nung nag-gold ako. Like mga ganon. And I keep them and yun, to put a good memory with them. So, yun, it's very important for us runners. Kaya failure ng ibang athletes din na hindi sila, they didn't get into their potential talaga or longer running career, long years. Kasi once an athlete hit their biggest fear, like acquiring an injury and hindi maagapan agad, that will really slow us down. And I am grateful that I was able to run for a decade now, more than a decade, for preventing. Important is preventing injuries talaga. And having a good and perfect shoes that's really for you will really help you achieve longer and run longer.
Yeah, I love that. Not only does the technology, because we have such many advanced shoes right now. Before it was just something that you put on your foot, but now we have a lot of technologies that yung 3D na foot. What do you call it again?
Foot ID analysis.
3D foot
Basic.
ID analysis.
Yes.
I think that just changes everything. If you have a shoe that is perfect for your feet, it will not only make you more comfortable, but it will also save you from a lot of injury. So that is amazing. Can I just ask, do you have a favorite shoe?
Yes.
What is it?
And my favorite shoe was the DS Racer of ASICS. ASICS DS Racer, because with that shoes, I achieved a lot of good performances. My PRs, my national record was run through with DS Racer. And next to that is the Hyperspeed, ASICS Hyperspeed. And my favorite training shoes, long run shoes, is always the Kayano. I had the Kayano 19 up to the 26 right now. So I always request the same shoes for me every quarter or every year, training shoes and the racing shoes. But because ASICS continues to upgrade their racing shoes, so yun. But hindi naman ako nahirapan sa pag-adjust din. I had the right arc and yun. So now it's the Meta Racer and I'm excited to use it for my future races this year.
That's it, you guys. If you are training for running, if you want to start running, if you are an advanced runner, these are the shoes that you should look out for. So definitely check out what Mary Joy recommended. Now, Mary Joy, I want to go into a little bit more of the communities. Even though we are in a pandemic and medyo mahirap ng mag-get together, I really feel like there is an important factor. Running communities play a huge role in your life as a runner. Can you tell us the importance that you feel like or you see when you are in a community, and what communities are you actually in?
Running is a big community already. It's not only here in Cebu, but it's the entire country, the entire world. And for me, even during this lockdown, running brings us together. I'm grateful having those virtual runs because for me, it's like a friend. Running is like a friend for us. It brought us together. And it's not just about the medals or the races or the PRs. It's about the ability to move. Like I am very inspired by the people who keeps on doing running even at home, or it might not be the longest or the hardest run we did from the previous years, but I heard a lot and I also saw a lot of runners doing the same during this trying time. Helped me realize that running is really a big one for us, and it's a gift. Like the ability to move, to run is a gift that is denied to many, and we really have to appreciate it. And no matter how slow or fast you run, the importance is what running gives you. Like for me, sometimes I used to run like the fastest run I can, the longest run I can. But during this pandemic, no matter how slow or fast I run, or how long or short, the important is running gives me peace. Like it suits my mind, and even though there are runs that I just have to run and think of what could have been Mary Joy this time, and parang ganon. Ang dami mong ma-reflect, and then running will help you realize that it gives you clarity and happiness. Parang talagang part na siya sa akin, and part na siya ng mga taong into running, and parang it's very difficult to steal running from us because the first 2 months that I did not get to run, it's like parang kinuha yung laruan ko. So, but it made me more hungry to run again, and looking forward for this year and for the upcoming years. It just helped me this year, fuels me, or all the canceled races I had, that will fuel me on this year and the coming years. So we'll really look forward to bettering myself, and I'm really hungry to do more and move more.
Yeah,
more.
That is really motivating. You make me want to go out and run right now. Kung pwede lang. Pero I just want to say that thank you so much for sharing us your stories, your insights, and everything. But before I could actually let you go, I feel like we're just talking for a little bit time now, but we're already like in 47 minutes or something like that. So we got to wrap this up. But before I let you go, I got to ask, do you have any advice to starting runners?
Okay, to everyone who just want to start running, focus on a smaller goals muna. So think of any goals, like may it be losing weight, or for fitness, or for improving your mileage, or hitting a good time. So think of your goal and focus on that goal muna. And then, for example, if you just want to finish a 3-kilometer run, then focus on it. And then once you achieve that goal, then think of another goal, bigger goals. Then keep on moving, improvising your goal into bigger one, and come up with a good habit, and that is goal related. So parang you just have to focus on doing something and then focusing on it. And then once achieving it, ask yourself, are you happy and contented with this after achieving this? And that will fuel you to move forward on your next bigger goal. So important is you run for yourself. Like why. Ask yourself why you're doing this. Kasi that will really fuel you on your trainings. Kasi ang hirap kumuha ng motivation when you run. Because I have been there also. Sometimes you really feel like so tiring to run kasi ang hirap kasi sa running is your entire body. Start pa lang kakapagod na. You have to really focus on goal para it will give you motivation to really pursue that goal. Yun lang. And then if you have be with a community of running also kasi sometimes when pagod ka or you're lazy, but if you have someone or to look up to or merong group of runners na pwede mong sabayan, then they will also help you achieve your goal. And then sign up with a fun run para mas madami kang makikitang runners doon na iba-iba yung mga personalities and goals, like merong mataba, tatakbo, merong matanda, merong bata, and then that will help you motivate also na bakit kaya yan takbuhin yung 10K and sa akin 3K lang. So next time, sasabihan mo yung sarili mo na that would be my next goal. I want to be like her, very sexy, yung mga ganun. Mm-hmm. Just come up with your goal lang and then focus on your goal and then keep upgrading your goals.
Yeah.
Yun.
Yeah, I love that. Aside from knowing why you are running and aside from finding a great support system, I really love what you said about having a smaller goal and improvising along the way. After you finish that one, you look out for another bigger goal, and that will bring you incremental growth and exponential success. So thank you so much for sharing that. How about when it comes to advanced runners who have been running for a long time, but now they want to level up their game? Do you have any advice for them?
Para sa akin, it's just the same because whatever your goal is, that will really fuel you to your training and competitions. Kasi para sa akin din, when I started running, when I get the first national Milo Marathon title and I was called as Milo Marathon Queen, I also asked myself na, okay na ako dito eh. Malaki na yung achievement ko to be the top marathoner in the country. But then, no, parang I still can do more than being here in the country. I want to compete outside, like international competitions and bringing the country instead of bringing my city or myself only. So, more on ganon. So, kung ano yung magiging dream mo. And after putting a goal or dream or a goal, hindi mo pwedeng tulugan lang yan eh. You have to work for that dream, parang goal. How will I do that? And then, you have to change your training. You have to evaluate and then replan again because you have to also focus your competitors eh, kung pwede ka na bang mag-compete dito, so what would be their performances, and you have to also try to beat them, like you also want to bring honor to your country, so you have to find resources and focus on bettering yourself pa talaga, like if you work hard, you have to work harder pa talaga. So, like if people put limits on you, then prove them that you can still be something. Like you can still do that impossible and yung mga limitations na sinet nila for you, then prove something. Like madami kang ma-encounter eh. There will never be a short stage of hardship, especially sa mga athletes. And ang dali namin talaga ma-disappoint. But ang important is, una is, naniniwala ka sa sarili mo. Talagang isa yan. You have to really trust yourself na kaya mo. And then, surround yourself with more positive people talaga. Dapat yung coach mo will also help you realize na parang mas naniniwala siya sa'yo, mga ganon. Kasi you already believe yourself na ang bilis ko tumakbo. Pero when someone knew that you are beyond that and kaya mo pa, then you can work as a good team, and then having a good resources will help you realize your dream and potentials, and yun. It will always start with you kasi hindi naman maniniwala yung mga tao sa'yo kung hindi mo di mo maipakita sa kanila on how you handle yourself and how you, parang, ano yung mga na-achieve mo din sa sarili mo. It's not only with the medals and winnings, it's more on kung sino ka talaga eh. Pag nakikita talaga ng tao na you had that parang grit talaga na kakayanin to ni Mary Joy, naniniwala kami sa kanya. So, yun din. So you just have to continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, keep digging and always believe in yourself. Guys, you have it. Thank you so much, Mary Joy, for sharing us your story, your insights, your experiences, and the advice that you give to starting and advanced runners. Thank you so much. But before I actually let you go, and Dr. Yong was really surprised about this, I actually have a small segment here on Small Talk. It's called Real Talk. It's 5 questions. It's like Fast Talk ni Boy Abunda, but it's really wholesome, don't worry. And I will ask you questions and you will try to answer it with either one word, one phrase, or one sentence. Are you ready, Mary Joy?
Parang one word, one sentence, no explanation.
No explanation. Wala na explanation. Only one word, one phrase, or one sentence. Okay. First question. If you could talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you say to her?
Ang hirap. You're doing great.
I love that. You're doing great. Thank you. Now, second, name a person who you would want to talk to, dead or alive.
Papa. I miss him.
Yeah, Dr. Yong actually had the same answer. He would like to talk to his father. But I want to break in. If you could say one sentence to him, what would you say?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pa, for raising us 4 siblings in good hands.
Yeah, that's really beautiful, Mary Joy. Okay, third, if you were an animal, what would you be?
Cheetah.
Of course, cheetah. Okay, why cheetah? Why would you like to be a cheetah?
Because I'm always hungry, and when you're hungry, you will find a way to really find food and compete with other cheetahs to acquire that food, so you have to run fast.
Yeah. You're very hungry like a cheetah. That's nice. That's really good. Okay, the fourth one is, if you could change one thing in this world, what would it be?
Yung unity natin, entire world. Our differences siguro. So we can be united.
Yeah, our differences, so we could be united, or more, we overlook upon the differences and be united. Okay, the last question: what do you want your legacy to be known for?
A persevere athlete, like a persevere runner. Yeah,
the greatest runner that has ever lived. Mary Joy Tabal, thank you so much for being here and sharing us everything that you've shared. If people want to connect with you on social media, where can they find you?
I have an Instagram. It's Mary Joy Tabal Official, and there's also another one as Mary Joy Tabal Oli. And for my Facebook main page, it's Mary Joy Tabal Oli, and there's also a fan page, Mary Joy Tabal Oli fan page. And I also have YouTube channel, Mary Joy Tabal, but not really active on YouTube kasi hirap gumawa ng video and mag-edit. Pero I also have there. And you can also check out some of my at-home workouts I did during this lockdown. So you can also grab some that you can do at home. And actually, I also have TikTok, but not really active. Yun.
Yeah, you should do more videos on TikTok.
And you can also check out my Queen Mary's Kitchen, because one good reason I started good with during the lockdown is opening my Queen Mary's Kitchen, because I also love baking.
Yeah, congratulations on that, Mary Joy.
Thank you.
You heard it, guys. Go follow Mary Joy and be inspired, be motivated, and learn different things with her. If you want to learn different workouts that you could do at home, go ahead and check out her social media accounts. Thank you again so much, Mary Joy. And that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to share it on Instagram and tag me at Small Talk Podcast. I love reading all of your insights. So please do not forget to tag me. If you guys have any comment, suggestion, just let me know, send me a message. And yeah, again, thank you so much for listening. This is Alec Cuenca. This is Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. And I will talk to you guys next episode. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to Small Talk. For more updates, you can follow me at Small Talk Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. That's at Small Talk Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.